In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Our media product used the same equipment as that of a professional production, however our version was on a much smaller scale and our equipment is cheaper and slightly less advanced. In addition, we introduced conventions familiar to thrillers involving a historical scenario, such as the slow, tense music with a strong beat, which I think adds an edge and hopefully makes the audience feel more uncomfortable. We also located our film in my house, which is a safe, family-friendly environment, suggesting that no abnormal behaviour is going to take place. I think that this makes the man's actions slightly more disturbing. How does your media product represent particular social groups? Our media product creates a negative portrayal of men and suggests how they have the ability to make single mothers feel vulnerable even within their own home. The mother figure is portrayed as naive and innocent, as she is oblivious to the male's actions and also acts helpless upon discovering the photo frame, the smashed photo frame. Gender is represented in a stereotypical way whereby the male character is dominant and intimidates the young girl who is portrayed as cute and innocent. I think our choice of characters attract our target audience as they would be interested in seeing a generic family, and especially the mothers watching would be interested in seeing the little girl and how she reacts and everything. What kind of media institution might distribute your product and why? Film 4 is an independent film producer showcasing a wide range of titles, including the best of British filmmaking, US independent films, Hollywood blockbusters, mainstream drama and comedy, etc. So, after analysing their TV schedule, it's apparent that they tend to focus on releasing thrillers, such as Escape to Athena, which is a 1979 wartime thriller currently being shown. This is similar material to our short film, so I think that ours would, well, it could also be shown as a one-off series on ITV1, or it's got the potential to be shown weekly, creating a cliffhanger after each episode, and then this way we can maintain the audience's attention, whereas the long film could just drag on. And we also use mise-en-scene in order to create normality within the product, such as setting the scene in a family home. Who would be the audience for your media product? We have created a short film where the audience have the ability to interpret the storyline however they want. I think it would be rated as a 15, as it only suggests abnormality and it's the audience interpretation which may disturb them, but there's still elements that are going to take it up to the 15 bar. I feel our piece would be aimed at a more mature audience as it deals with psychological issues that a younger audience probably wouldn't understand. Therefore, our target audience was teenagers and young adults who are easily intrigued and love mystery with a slight twist. I think someone who thrives in enigmas and enjoys working out things for themselves would enjoy our short film most, because there's like an element of surprise within it. How did you address your audience? Firstly, at the beginning of the course, I created 2 polls on my blog, and the first one asked which film do you prefer, and then I listed a selection of genres, and then the second asked what makes a good thriller, and then I listed suggestions such as like twists and turns and character growth. But when the results came in, it showed that 50% like detective and mystery and 50% think creating a sense of danger within the film contributes greatly towards a good thriller. So within my film I incorporated these factors in order to attract our audience, and I think that also our choice of contemporary music, which, well, one of our music choices was my friend who's 18, so it's like a young but quite kind of sombre song, and the other one was the backing track of Rihanna's Russian Roulette, so that's in the charts. This type of music would appeal to a younger yet mature audience, but also contributes towards the eerie atmosphere that we've got going on. What have you learnt about technologies from the process of constructing this product? Well, when I first started the course, I had a basic understanding of the technical terms used within the media industry. I didn't really know what a shot reverse shot was or anything like that, and I kind of knew how to operate the equipment. But as the course has progressed, I've learnt a number of skills ranging from how to use Final Cut Express to things like converting the audio files from, it was in this really odd format, and then we converted it into WMA using a program. I also learnt how to cut beats out of the soundtrack using Final Cut Express. That took a lot of time and patience, but was definitely worth it in the end. I've also been introduced to websites such as blogspot.com, which I'm obviously creating my blog on, and scribe.com, which is where I upload my documents like the PowerPoints in order to get them onto my blog. Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learned in the progression from it to the full product? Well, now I know that I can condense and remove shots and the storyline still makes sense, whereas in the preliminary task I was hesitant about removing shots that were just completely unnecessary, and that was just due to lack of experience really, and because I hadn't analysed films or anything. Camera control, definitely zooming looks unprofessional, and we did lots of this in our preliminary task, so that wasn't very good. Realistic shot reverse shots, so I've learnt that if you shoot from the correct angles when you're doing this, it makes the conversation flow and just the whole scene just instantly seems better. Choosing the correct music to set the right atmosphere, that's definitely a key element, because otherwise I think it can make the whole production give off the wrong vibes. So for our final task I put in quite a lot of effort to selecting the appropriate music clips. And also using the Apple Macs and familiarising myself with the software, that took quite a lot of patience because it's quite fiddly. But I'm really happy with our final product, and I think that the transaction between our preliminary task and the final is definitely an improvement.